Hello. In this tutorial, I'm going to explain to you how you can add text to your image in Pixlr and the different options that it gives you for how to play around and use that text. So you can see on the screen, I've put my photo of my camera into Pixlr, and I'm going to select text on the left-hand side. If you click on this, you get the option to add new text. And from here, you've got lots of different things to experiment with. So your text will appear in this box here. You can type new text into this, delete what is already there. It will always put in a generic sort of quote for you. I'm going to leave that there for now. You can then decide if you would like your text to be left, center, or right aligned by clicking through the different buttons, and you can select upper or lowercase depending on what you would like, to present within your work. You can also choose to have your work in italics or in bold. From there, if we scroll down, you can select the different fonts. So we've talked quite a bit about fonts. You want to choose something that's appropriate for your product and for your target audience. You can change the color of your font. If you click on any of these preset colors, you can actually really control the exact shade of that color that you want by dragging your cursor across the different color options. You can then scroll down further and you can change the size of your font just by moving the cursor along, and also the line spacing, so the gap in between each individual line, and also the letter spacing, so kerning, as we learnt about the other week. So all of those things are available to you. You can toggle this button here to have a background so that you've got a solid block of colour behind your text, and you can choose if you want that to be the full area, individual lines, or individual words. What's also quite a nice feature is you can click this section here that says punch out, and it will remove the text and it will just leave the background, which when I then kind of pick it up and pull it around different places, shows the image behind it, and is quite a nice way of creating something a little bit maybe more sophisticated. And again, I can change the color of that, and different colors will bring that text out in more detail. If I take those options off, you can also put an outline onto your text. So this will put an additional line around the outside of the text, and I can change the colour of that. So something like that purple and green is really kind of pops and looks really striking. Again, I can choose to punch that text out, and I can change the size of the outline, so I can have something very bold or something incredibly skinny. If I take that off again, you can select to have a shadow on your text. And if I do this in quite a bright colour to show you all of your options, you can choose how kind of sharp or blurred that shadow is. You can see it goes from being quite faint to quite a lot sharper. You can choose if the shadow sits below or above your original letters, or if it sits to the left or the right of them, or the left and then the right. You can also change the opacity of the shadow, so you can make it much stronger or much paler, depending on the effect that you would like. Those are all your options in terms of how you move your text around. You can click and drag your text wherever you would like. The blue button at the top allows you to tilt it, depending on where you might like it to sit. You will see on the right hand side that your text is a second layer in your image. So your photo is the bottom layer and text sits on top of it. If you were to add anything else into this, that would go into an additional layer. It just means that you can move things around on separate layers rather than moving everything at the same time. Okay, that's everything.